The Earbuds Podcast, presented by Headliner Music Club.
Yo.
Neil, do you want to laugh real quick?
Ha!
Because he's usually peeking on that. All right.
Gotta let the world know. That shit was funny.
Are we recording? Are we?
Yeah, we're recording, man.
Oh, so we got the laugh in there.
Okay, good.
Yes, we did.
Perfect. All right. Welcome to the Earbuds Podcast, episode number 25. Thank you for joining us this afternoon, evening, or wherever you're listening and whatever time you're listening. Presented by Headliner Music Club. So thank you for putting this all together, Scratchy and James and the whole team. We got everyone here. We got five. We got Neil Jackson. And we have our special guest from San Francisco, Knowpa Slaps.
What up, guys? Thank you so much for having me. Hell yeah.
Hey.
What up, man?
Dude, it's been a long time coming. We're really happy to have you here. Why don't you give a short background on who you are and what you do just for the people, so in case they just need to get brushed up on everything.
Yeah, my name is Knowpa Slaps from out here, San Francisco Bay Area. I'm a full-time working DJ at a few of the clubs around town, get to travel a little bit, and then on top of that, I also throw a party called R&BAndRibs, and we also do that out here in the Bay as well. And then in the last few years, we've gotten to take that on the road. So we have residencies now in LA, New York, Texas, Honolulu, and then we've actually gotten to do the party out in Tokyo for a few times as well.
Yeah.
Very cool. And we got more with Knowpa coming up later in the episode. We got 10 questions from him on the way. Also, we have our Music Minute. We have the charts, a lot of chart movement coming up going into the fall season. Throwbacks to throw out from 15 years ago. Deep digs, what's the scenario, trick or treat edition, and your edit submissions with all on the way. So we got a lot of good edits too coming up. So make sure you stay tuned, okay? Big shout outs. We have Brian Guinness, who left us an Apple review, so thank you very much for that.
Nice.
That was it 4 or 5 stars.
I was like, that makes 3 reviews.
Dude, I don't get what we need to do. I don't know if we got to start giving things out, but it's just, hey, take the time if you guys can, leave a little review as long as it's good and positive, and we'll shout you out on the next episode. Also, shout out to Rise out in DC. He's a huge supporter, so thank you, man. NVS in Dallas.
Oh yeah.
And James Wang, just because he's he's a lifer
Always.
at this point.
We actually need to put him on a pod just so like everyone knows who James Wang is.
I might be uncomfortable with that, but you know what? We love the guy, so I'm willing to give him a shot. But we might have to have a backup guest just in case.
We'll give him like 10 minutes of shine and then get him out of there.
James is unfiltered. We don't know what he's going to do or what he's going to say. If you see his Instagram account, he just puts everybody on blast. So I just don't know if I want that.
That's going to be great.
Yeah. 5, you got some shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, shout out to Shu, my dog Shu. Happy birthday, dog.
What up, Shu?
Happy birthday.
Hey.
Shout out to Kevin Kahn.
Hey.
Chopped it up with him a little bit when I was in Orlando, but we didn't link. But shout out to him anyways.
Nice. Neil?
So I spent about 11 days in Tokyo. So I got like a lot of shout outs. I got shout out to Sinatra, all the people at Baya, Hurricane X out of London. Again, all the people in Baya, because there was a lot. I met a lot of people there. Who else? Disco, that is an MC at Warp. Dude, there was like a gang of people that were out there too. It was so crazy. It was like even people in New York were out there. Yeah. But those are my shout outs.
Very cool.
Martin. Big shout out to DJ Martin.
Martin, yeah.
So
why don't we just go into your Tokyo trip, because I want to hear about what you were up to. What did you play in Tokyo?
Well, so I have to. This episode is gonna, since I've spent most of the time, half my time since the last time we recorded out there, my top songs are gonna be everything that I did there. So we'll talk about that part later. But Tokyo in general, they do things on a much higher level. Like their coffee game. Everybody was like, yo, you were drinking mad coffee out there. That's not true. I drink 2 cups of coffee a day. But because everyone out there does it at such higher level, I did one coffee at one shop, then I jumped in an Uber and went to another shop. So I was able to see all the different shops and what they were doing. And their morning coffee game is insane compared to us. Insane.
Yeah, they are.
I don't know much about coffee, but is it stronger? Is it just the way they present it or what?
It's the way they meticulously do everything. And the coffee is lighter to me.
Yeah.
Like, they
It's
prefer
lighter.
like the Nordic style. You know?
Yeah. They lean more light roasts than anything else. So it's fruitier. It's no bitterness. The coffee
A lot
taste
of tannins
doesn't linger.
in the back of your throat. You know?
This has turned into a coffee podcast. I feel like all slowly.
Me and
Yeah.
Five knows what's up.
Tell us about the music. Like, what is there besides? I know you're going to tell us a little bit later, but like, were the clubs? Was it mainly hip hop? Was it house music? Was it sing-alongs? Like, when I was out there, it was like the house music wasn't a big thing.
I think I remember one of our podcasts when we were talking about it, and you were like hip hop, Kesha. What was it? Remember that conversation?
No, they said, and like this was just a circumstance, right? I'm not saying this is forever. I'm not going to generalize, say everything in Tokyo, but they kept saying play hip. You know, it's a hip hop room, and the person that was playing before me was playing Kesha and Jonas Blue, but Jonas Blue had a pop song that was on the radio at the time, and it was in every club, and they were like hip hop, and I was like, that's pop music though. I felt like there was a disconnect on that.
Well, I mean, so what we're
even One Oak was playing like Katy Perry.
Yeah,
and they kept saying it's all hip hop.
So I think I kind of did this at one of my nights. I went off of where the opener left me. I was like, okay, if that's where we're going, then I'm just gonna take it to another level of that.
Yeah,
but it's actually not. You could abruptly change it. So the things that I noticed there were Jersey Club was big. It was like really big there. Any Jersey Club versions of things, that was big there.
Bali Funk too?
Bali Funk was huge there. Afro Tech did really well. Latin did really well, but really like
Latin did well?
Yeah. I DJ'd a Latin night. But like the thing, I DJ'd a Latin night on Sunday. It was just like one of the nights that they did, and like Taki was really big. Tebete, big. Nueva York, big. But then like when you start getting into like slightly deeper ones that are big here, it just went right past them. So you're safe in the
commercial
Mars,
space.
Dale, you're safe there. It's just like when you go deeper, only like certain people will know it. Hip hop was huge. Like I almost like started mosh pits doing SoundCloud rap.
Wow, like new stuff, right?
No, like Trippie Redd, Mobama did big. What else? Travis Scott did huge. I did XXX. Look at me. That did big. But
nothing like super new that was really taking over, right? Just kind of hits, bona fide, like solidified hits, pretty much.
Yeah, the SoundCloud rap did really well there, and it's only because the crowd was just younger. So like you were really kind of, it's like what we talked about on our live, where I was like, that's technically throwback for them, for just people of within the 20 range, 20, late 20. That did really well, but there's other stuff that also did really well that I'm gonna put in my top songs for.
That's a great teaser, man. That's a great teaser, and a segue. So I want to go to 5 real quick. 5, what you been up to in the last month?
Just a whole lot of DJing and a couple of gigs. Getting rained on. I was at Marquee, and then there was like a crazy monsoon.
Oh damn!
During the day club, so I kept playing until like they told me to stop. And I was supposed to do, last weekend I was supposed to do 11, but the date got moved. But I decided to go anyways, to go to Disney World. So did that. Hey. That was a good time.
I know very much about Disney World.
Yeah, I hit you guys about it. And then and this weekend we got the SLS Street League in Vegas, and I'm DJing. So
what's the SLS?
SLS Street League it's a big skate competition that they go like worldwide. Like they have They just did the LA.
Is that the thing you did with Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah, that's the one in Santa Monica, and now
God.
we're doing the Vegas one this weekend, and then they're doing Tokyo, Brazil, like London. They're everywhere. So shout out to Tollywood, putting it all together. So, yeah,
that's awesome. Knowpa Slaps, you were doing Vegas. You had R&BAndRibs, right?
Yeah. So we're kind of like getting ready to slow down the season here. So this last few months, or actually this last, like, I don't know, I don't think I've had a Sunday off since July. But as far as recently, yeah, we're getting ready to shut down the season. We just did Vegas, NYC before that, and Tokyo back to back, and then right before that we threw a big block party out here in SF where we had a Shanti headline, which that was dope. So
that shit looked crazy.
Yeah, that was our biggest. Normally we might do like 1,500 people, but this was 10,000. So God. The jump from 1,500 to 10,000 was kind of a lot.
Yeah.
It must be awesome to see that though. Like, just be like, man, I wonder if we can do it bigger. And it's like 10,000. It's like, damn, that's a festival. Yeah. That's like a decent festival,
Right.
Very cool, man. All right, we're gonna get more into knowing what R&BAndRibs is and dissecting that whole thing coming up. For me, I've been playing some shows around. I was in Vegas last week. What else did I do? I was in Arizona, and this weekend I'm in Chicago for Tao. So if you're in the area, come on by. It'll be fun. All right, let's go over this music minute real quick. This is the thing that I'm always nervous about, if we can do it. My palms are already sweating. Neil's got the timer ready, right, Neil?
Wait.
All right.
Wait.
This is
okay.
Really, all right. Wait, don't hit it yet. I just want to make sure you pulled it up. I just want to review this real quick to make sure I know what I'm talking about. I'm going to blast through this, and we can talk about it afterwards if you guys have any questions, or if I mess up really bad. All right. All right. Are you guys ready? We ready to do this?
Always.
Neil, make sure you give me the 15, 30, and 45 second, just so I know.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Wait, hold on.
All right. What are you ready? He's got another time. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right, Cardi B is back. Long-awaited sophomore album, I Am the Drama. Her first album in a very long time, and is topping the charts in New York and LA. Taylor Swift dominates the charts again. All 10 spots on the Billboard Hot 100
45.
belong to her right now. So make sure you get Life of a Showgirl. Also, Doja Cat flips the script. Her new single, Freak Mode, previews her next project, Velvet Rage. I guess it's a lot of darker
30.
club energy. Coffee clubbing cools off after a year of caffeine-fueled day parties. Attendance is leveled off on the cafe. Whole crowd thing. Gen Z crowds in San Francisco and LA are still trying to keep it alive.
15.
AI hits the booth. Clubs are testing AI-powered lighting. That's going to be crazy. Listening bars return. High fidelity listening lounges are back.
5.
And festival forecast. Rolling Loud teases 2026
2.
lineup with early Coachella buzz for
1.
Post Malone, Ice Spice, and Dua Lipa. All right.
Woohoo!
I thought that was pretty decent. I got through that. That was hard, but
That was good.
yeah, I tried. Do you guys have any questions on any of that stuff? The listening
Yeah,
lounges
have
are-
you guys ever been to one of these coffee clubs? Coffee parties?
Nah. I mean,
I'm
I
actually
actually did
throwing
one.
that one.
You did one.
Oh, you did one.
Oh yeah, I did do one. I mean, it was like it was a last minute chill one, like, but it was, I was doing.
Did you do that with Chaos, or am I?
I did that. No, I did that one with Jules.
Oh, cool.
It was the night I was doing. It was the party. We did the day party with Chaos. Wish You Were Here, but then
Right.
we added a layer on top. That morning, which was crazy because we were out drinking the night before. So but yeah, it was a decent turnout because it was so last minute, but people came through and it was fun, man. But it wasn't like a rager like the ones we'd seen, the AM radio stuff and all.
It's
Right.
the what that article I pulled up from that basically was talking about. Just it's kind of lost its. There's so many of them now, and it's just kind of lost its like, oh, this is new, this is the coolest thing. And I think it said that crowds are looking for a little bit more than just kind of like sitting in a lounge and background music and stuff like that. So
I've never been to one. Would you say that most of them are people getting lit, or that's really like they're drinking?
Yeah, I think they have to
coffee?
specify like if it's like a turn up one or like a chill one, right? Like the one I did was like a chill one. You weren't drinking.
I'm actually throwing one this Saturday.
Oh, you are?
But,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
well,
I'm
just so you know,
throwing-
it's cooling off if you.
well, that's just the thing. Like everybody kept asking me, like, "Yo, owning a coffee brand, like they're like, yo, when are you gonna do one of those like daytime ragers?" I'm like, that is my worst nightmare. Like if I'm going to a coffee shop,
Right.
and there's like a full blown rager, I don't need the coffee.
Yeah, you're not
So,
walking in.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just doing one with like a couple of my buddies, and we're just gonna just play like music.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and just grab a cup of coffee, hang out for a little bit. Maybe we're also serving wine if that's the route you want to go. But like those raves, like I never understood it. I mean, look, I'm not knocking them. Like somebody liked them. A lot of people liked them, but that's just not. I just don't. I never understood those. But also another thing in New York, it never took off. Like that never was a thing here.
Well, I mean, dude, New York you can fit 20 people in probably a small coffee shop there, or a decent whatever coffee shop, and then it's like, how do you actually make money off these things, right? It's like
I don't understand why coffee shops agreed to it. I'm like, how much?
no,
are you
it's
selling?
great. No, but it's great for the coffee. No, I think it's great for a coffee shop, right? If I was a coffee shop owner, I'd be like, hey, we're getting a bunch of people that might not show up at this shop, and now they know we do cool parties. But for the talent and the cost of setting up equipment and all these things, it's like, bro, even if you charge a cover for that, no one's going to pay more than 20 unless you're, a huge artist that's selling tickets, but like $20-$30 to get in there. And then it's like, you have 20-30 people. It's not really going to move the needle that much.
Well, coffee shops typically are based on typically you'll get your local like regulars there. That's typically it's like a dive bar. So say you pack it with like a full-blown rave, like those locals may not actually come back.
That's
So
another thing too.
They're definitely not going there again. So you might get that sudden pop for a second.
Yeah, I can see
But then
that.
what happens after that?
Yeah.
Like I'm definitely not going there. So that's why I never really understood that part. But in New York though, that I actually never really seen that to be even a thing. That never even popped off really here.
Well, it says Generation Z loves it in San Francisco and LA. So
What that you guys also had, that was big there.
Well,
AM
that-
radio is big. Yeah.
So
they have
I don't
like, all their big, like decent acts there. Like they have Side P's and Angry Baby and a bunch of, these aren't like, local dudes. Like
yeah.
they got some talent coming through. So
Do you guys?
Well, I think that they probably see the value in recording it, and then that becomes content, right? That's probably what it is. It's like, look at us, we threw this party in this coffee shop. How different? Yeah.
Well, now it's not original.
Now
right?
it's not original now.
Yeah, it's kind of like everyone's done this, so
Yeah.
maybe that's the reason it's cooling off. Also, the listening bars thing I thought was pretty interesting. Like I know that they were big in Tokyo, going back to Neil's vacation. That was listening bars were really big out there with like high fidelity sound and like vinyl and like cocktails and stuff like that, and they're popping up everywhere. I know there's a few in Chicago right now. I'm not sure if you guys have seen any of them in San
I saw
Francisco.
one there's a couple I've been to in San Diego. There's 2 or 3 now. LA, there's Highline, or was it Gold Line in Pasadena or Highland Park. There's like a couple popping up in Vegas. Yeah, they're coming.
Do you guys actually notice like high fidelity sound compared to, maybe my ears are just like really shot, but when someone's like, man, these are the best speakers in the world, I'm like, I can't tell the
It
difference.
sounds crispier.
That
Sounds
I can
better.
tell.
Yeah, sounds better.
But are
for
you just,
vinyl.
that's like when someone goes to me, they're like, man, you got to use waves. I'm like, why? Like, I can't tell the difference between, you know what I'm saying? Like, and no, like, I mean, I know there's audiophiles out there that are like they can pick up the different things. Like for me, I can't tell the difference. So I don't know if someone was telling me this is high fidelity sound, I'd be like, I don't know. It just sounds like you turn the treble up more. I like it sounds cleaner, but I don't know what
You
to
can
point
tell
out.
what, like between MP3 and waves, that, especially when you're using like sticks, USBs when you're DJing, because you notice like, because you know Serato does the auto adjustment for you,
Yeah.
and you know CDJs don't. And you definitely
Yeah.
have to turn this shit up. So.
Yeah, I've noticed that. All right, cool. You guys got anything else on that music minute?
I think,
No more questions?
yeah.
Feel good?
I have
All right, cool. We can move on to the charts.
Feel
real
great.
quick. I'm glad we left that segment positive. All right. HMC chart, side piece, Cry For You 2025 edit is up there. It's moved around since I've gotten these, but also Volak Wannabe. It's a Spice Girls sample. That is another one, and Don Diablo Lose Control is another one that's in the top charts. I'm just gonna pull it up right now. These are the newest ones. Chris Lake, La Noche. I said that right. Fallon Diet Coke. That samples the NERD Kanye, right? Am I correct on that? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it does, right?
Well, I knew it was a Kanye sample. I don't remember which song. Was it the?
I thought it was like it's Kanye
Yes.
and NERD,
Well,
right?
Yeah. It's no, it wasn't Kanye.
Yeah, it is.
It's
He's
all the girls.
standing in the line
Yeah, yeah.
of the bathroom.
That's
She drinking Diet
NERD.
Coke. Yeah, and wasn't Kanye on that or no?
Everyone. Oh, there's a remix. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Okay. Everyone knows.
Hugo PYHU. Oh, put your hands up. In parentheses next. All right, I'm done with this. All right, you guys got that. Those are the charts. I've already all right, Billboard charts real quick. I think it's all Taylor Swift. What I had on here was just basically, are you guys playing any of the Taylor Swift stuff?
Not yet.
Okay. Because her top biggest song is Opalite on here, and then Elizabeth Taylor's another one. So I don't know if you guys have gone through the Taylor Swift album, but you may want to drop one of those.
Like literally, it's the entire chart.
Dude, she's the only artist now that just can, and it's not just one song, it's all of them. So
Yeah.
it's I good for her. I mean, that's
is
massive.
there any song on that album that is playable in the club unless it has to be a remix?
There's a lot of remixes coming out. Like I've been seeing a lot more coming out. I just don't know which ones are really like, hey, the crowds are like, oh, we love this, or it's a sing-along. Like, you know, I think her other ones, she had some big sing-alongs where you're like, oh, this will be a fun record. But I feel like when someone just puts a house beat behind it, I'm like, that's cool for background music, but I wouldn't play it peak hour in a club. Like, I don't know if any of these records are gonna translate like that or have that reaction right now.
I'm gonna buy the album, but I'm gonna hold until I get attacked by the phones. The phones.
The phone request.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
the phone from,
if you're with like playing for a Charlie XCX crowd, you can't, because they're beefing right now. So
Are
should
they?
hold off.
Yeah. I heard that she was like talking smack on a record.
Sneak
maybe
dissonance, yeah.
maybe we should go back to back and then like kind of rile up the crowd to just start fighting each other.
Dude, Taylor Swift is street. She's got, she's, I wouldn't mess with her. She's got a lot of beefs out there.
Taylor Swift is street should not be in the same fucking sentence.
But like, I mean, hey, I'm just saying that, but really, like, think of how many beefs she started just because she was basically putting out diss records.
Okay, top 5 beefs of Taylor Swift.
She had Jake Gyllenhaal. She said something about him.
John
in a
Mayer.
record. John Mayer is another one. Kanye. I mean, dude, that's 3, and then plus the Charlie XCX, who she was on tour with, or she brought Charlie XCX on tour. I wouldn't mess with her. I'm telling you, man.
Which is wild is like you know this stuff.
I live in that household. It's if you see my Spotify end of the year thing, like it's all Taylor Swift just because it's hooked up to my Sonos.
I was like top 5. You just easily fired that off. Like you knew their history, and I was like,
I'm just telling you, I wouldn't mess with her. She's got, dude. I wouldn't.
she's got
that.
Yeah,
All right, TikTok. Illegal Peak Panthers is a big song, and I've been playing it out actually, and that's a big one.
I love Pink Panthers.
Olivia Dean, Man I Need. I love that record. And there's a lot of remixes.
I don't know
coming
that
up
one.
right
That
now.
Chachi remix is really good.
So
Really?
good. Yeah. Olivia Dean, Man I Need. 5 is a
fire.
massive record. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
the
then
original sounds like Motown-y kind of vibe, right?
yeah.
Oh.
And then it's they've been putting on TikTok and like Instagram, they've been putting Promiscuous Girl behind it on the beat.
Oh, that song. Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually had somebody edit that for me, so I have a full version of it. But I've
Send
been
it.
keeping it. It works really well because
That's
Promiscuous.
the Seeing Double. Seeing Double did that remix, right? That edit.
I don't, you know what? I looked for that edit and there was no full version of it anywhere.
Oh.
So I had a buddy, shout out to Frank Williams. He was like, yo, I can just put this whole thing together. I was like, oh, perfect. I'm like,
Send it to us.
no, I don't, you know, that's my ones to watch. You know, I'm just gonna, but I would say Promiscuous actually is a song that's I just played a big college show and that I was like, oh, I gotta buy some time here. And I threw Promiscuous Girl and the place went crazy for it.
Yeah.
So it just works both ways. All right. What else do we have here? Paul Russell, Lil Boo thing, some reason is back. Maybe it's a Halloween thing. I don't know.
Interesting.
Could be.
Apple Music charts. Part of Me, A Boogie with a Hoodie. New York. That's from New York. So Neil, you can say true or false on those if you want.
I don't know. Well, it wouldn't surprise me because A Boogie is just big here, like really big here. But I just haven't gotten a chance to even play that because I've been gone.
Oh shit. All right. Taylor Swift, Opalite, Kalani, Folded, Cardi B, Magnet, Bad Bunny, Ballet in. Oh shit. I don't know, man. I don't know what that is. There's like capital letters, there's lowercase
Inevitable.
letters.
Baile inolvidable.
There you go.
You know.
Dude, how long were you keeping that in your back pocket? You never told us you spoke Spanish.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know, man.
It's my first language.
You see me up here sweating, bro. I'm like, damn. All right. Well, that's good to know. All right. Ballet. Yep. That's the one. So I'm not sure if you guys are playing that in New York.
Inolvidable.
Inolvidable.
Why is there capital letters, lowercase letters? Like that's, I don't understand that.
But I think his whole album was like that, wasn't it?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
a lot of
Just
it
to mess
was
with,
like that.
just to mess with people like me. I don't know what that like. There's a
Yeah.
lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You should see my palms right now. I'm just like gotta dry them off. All right. Hollywood YG and Shoreline Mafia. That's in LA. That's the biggest song. Do you guys play that in 5? Speaking to you.
Not really.
Okay.
Opening, maybe.
Okay, for Chicago, I don't know why, but went west. Baby Chief Do It. I can tell you for sure I did not play that record. I don't know what that is. But that's
Probably
charting.
a drill record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
Yeah.
Went legit. G Herbo. I play that here and there. Morgan Wallen, Tate McRae. What I Want is another big one in Chicago. All right, albums. We've talked about Taylor Swift, Cardi B. Have you guys been playing anything off of Cardi B's album? There's a
Bodega
lot of
Batty.
singles. I feel like does it go over or no?
It's outside from that album.
I believe so. But outside,
I've been playing that.
I like
it came
it.
out a while ago.
Yeah, and it goes. It went over well for a little bit, and when it first came out, and now I'm not really getting
Yeah.
reactions for it.
I think Bodega Batty would be if you're in that pocket, like that.
Yeah.
What's it called? Is it salsa merengue sample, whatever?
Is that the one that's double time? She has a record that's like Jersey Club almost on that album. I don't know I forgot what song that was.
Yeah, I think that's Bodega Batty.
Is it?
I think that's Bodega
No,
Batty.
it's 80. No, it's 85.
No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's Bodega.
Oh, it's
Batty.
really fast. All right. Well, all right, cool. We figured that part out. So that's the only one you guys are playing off that album, right?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
for me. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Those are the charts. You guys are welcome. Let's go to segment number 4. Throwback or throw out. 5 is going to mess us up at some part, but we have confidence that you can pull through here. So these are songs from 15 years ago on the charts, Billboard charts from 15 years ago, and we just want to circle back and see if you guys are playing them today. So let's go around the room, and it's pretty simple. All you have to do is answer throwback, like you guys are playing it, or throw out, like I don't touch that record. Okay,
So we can't
Very
say
simple.
yes or no.
No, or like what did you say? You say like double team or like run through or whatever
Wow.
you say.
Jeez, Lord.
It's just getting gnarlier and gnarlier.
I don't know
Each
what he said,
episode.
but he said he used to do that every time. He's like, yeah, man, tag team. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
gang banging.
bang. So, no, but I know this is weird. Just try to bear with us here, but please feel free to participate. All right, guys, throwback or throw out? 15 years ago. So that would put us at what, 2010? Is that right?
Yeah.
2010. Okay. 2010. Bruno Mars, Just the Way You Are. Throwback or throw out?
Throwback.
Throw out.
Wow.
Nope.
Throwback.
Throwback. All right, cool. Neil, you said throw out?
Yeah.
All right.
Love
Far
that
East
song.
Movement, like a G6.
Throwback.
Throwback.
Yeah, I mean, there's this room I haven't stopped playing that song.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nelly, Just a Dream.
I don't think I
out.
ever played that song, but
I've
throw
ever
out.
played that.
Yeah, I don't think I.
But now I wanna
It's a
Right.
country, right? It's like it's
Yeah,
with
I remember.
Yeah.
somebody, I forgot. It was big though. It was a big one. Katy Perry, Teenage Dream.
Throwback.
Throwback.
Yeah.
That's like big in New York too.
Yeah.
I think of New York every time I hear that record. I don't know
think
why.
some reason Katy Perry, back to the college story, I played I Kissed a Girl. That went off. I played what was the other? She had another big one, not Just a Dream. Roar.
Fireworks.
Oh,
Fireworks.
Roar.
Fire-
That's a
yeah,
good
yeah,
one.
but Roar was another good one.
Yeah.
It's like I was like, I don't know if they're gonna know Roar. I'm like that. It was kind of big, but that one went off
And
too. So
Dark Horse. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys.
Oh,
Dark Horse
yeah.
goes off like crazy.
yeah,
That's the Juicy J one, right?
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
I actually played that, and it started a fight, an all-out brawl in Detroit one time. I was playing in Detroit. Shout out to Captain 20. He booked me at the club there.
Oh, the MGM, yeah.
Yeah, and he tells me, he goes, "There's no hip hop after 12." And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "No hip hop after 12?" I'm like, "I start at 11:30." I'm like, "What do you mean no hip hop?" He's like, "Just get it in before 12." And I was like, "All right, cool." So now it's like, I didn't understand. He goes, "People fight." He's like, and we have to shut everything down. The club ends, and like hotel security comes in there and just ends the night. I was like, "Wow, just from one little fight?" And they're like, "Yeah." So it's like 12:30 or whatever. I played Dark Horse. Don't play the Juicy J remix. Just play Dark Horse. Place erupted. The biggest fight I've ever seen. I swear there was people like scaling. It looked like there was like SWAT teams like coming on ropes. Like exit doors open. All these like people, security was just dressed like they were like ninjas, and they just removed everybody out these doors, shut the club down, lights
What
turned
the
on.
fuck?
Dude, I've never seen anything so wild in my life. And they're like, did you play hip hop? I'm like, no, I played Dark Horse. I was like, and it dude, I don't know what it did, but it was
But
pretty-
honestly, that story is very fitting for you.
why?
Like you're I don't know why. Like it's not a surprise that you could get people riled up with your pop sets.
Oh man, yeah, it's a rager. Yeah.
You don't need hip hop.
I think
All
that's
you
what
need
I
is
did.
pop.
You ever seen the movie Gremlins? Like it just reminds me like you can't feed them or whatever, or give them water after midnight, and that was like the same. It was like some shit went
Dark
down,
Horse
man.
though is crazy. They knew Juicy
Yeah.
J's verse was coming. They're like, oh shit.
I made sure I didn't play that. No, I made sure I didn't play that verse or like that version of it. And man, it was just, I think it was the beat or something, but it was an all out brawl.
It's
on
a
the
good
floor.
record though.
It's just
Yeah, it's a good
I gotta
record.
see how you set this stuff up. Like seriously.
I could probably pull up my like that date and find out. It was a short night, I
Yeah.
only played till like 12:30. All right, what else? Usher, Pitbull, DJ Got Us Falling in Love.
Oh,
you guys-
Throwback.
Yeah.
Throwback.
Oh,
Throwback.
All right.
the
Rihanna,
biggest
only girl in the world.
I
Throwback.
still play that.
Yeah.
It's a
I don't
throwback.
think we ever stopped playing that.
Yeah.
Like looking at this whole list, it's just like, yo, like these are.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind
Yeah.
of sad to say, but
That
it's
was
like,
a good
these
year.
are-
That
This
was-
is like a prime time slot right now, you know?
Well, that's why, like, I was telling somebody this the other day. I go, you know what? It's so hard to be, if you're opening for somebody now, it's so difficult because you used to rely on songs that'd be like, you know, throwbacks. But now if you're opening, you almost are better off playing new music that you know that no one's going to touch. And I actually want to say that if anyone's listening that does open a lot, like, play newer music. Don't play Starships at 11:30, like that. You just ruin everything for the night. Like, I understand that's an opening record, or it should have been, but
should be.
No, it's true.
We rely on throwbacks now, so it's so important, and that's like, those are your energy boosts. And like, please stop playing big pop records.
I was actually also at Baya in Tokyo earlier in the year, where Neil just was, and I remember right before I got on, it was like right when I was telling you the story how I woke up 15 minutes before I had a DJ, and like I walk in and like dude's going in on, like, I mean, he was killing it, but it was just like Pitbull hotel room service, and I'm like, I'm like, fuck, like that's a huge song nowadays, Japan's, especially.
It's like, how do you get mad at somebody though, too?
But
right?
Japan's always been like that. Yeah, Japan's always been like that. It's like not them purposely trying to burn you, right? It's just their way of showing respect. Like, yo, like, we kill it too, blah blah blah. And for sure, like, all the times I've been there, like, it's always been like that. So I get it now. Like,
right. But
I also feel like this. I'm just airing out all my frustrations right now. But another thing that I've noticed is that, like, I know people that, like, some places say openers do not get on the microphone. And that's fine. I don't care if somebody gets on the microphone, but what really gets me recently is like when they make too much of a connection with a crowd, where it's like, you know, it's like connecting with like, I don't know, maybe you go to dinner with your girl and her girlfriend's there, but you're connecting with her really, like, and she's kind of getting jealous type of thing. Whoa. Like,
where'd you go just now?
No. The reason I'm saying this is, like, when I say like a connecting with the crowd, is that the crowd really connect. Like, maybe like Knowpa, you're on there, you're playing for a room, you start speaking Spanish to them, right? And I'm like, oh no, like, and they're just like, yo, this is our guy right here,
right? And then when you show up, they're like, what happened? What? Who the fuck are you?
I'm like, yeah, exactly. And I'm just, you know, so not like it's a terrible thing, but I've seen guys that work the mic a little too much, where it's like they're doing a great job, but doesn't leave much for. It's kind of like, yo, I like the last guy like a little bit more. Yeah. And so when the next guy goes on, and I'm not hating on anything, but I just thought that was like, those are things I noticed that, like, even when I'm not playing, I noticed some, like, the guy early is like really doing a great, like, almost too good of a job, where it's like, yo, scale it back, because you're not leaving this next guy is gonna have some problems after.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I think like at certain times people don't really look at the night as layering. They just look at their spot, you know, and then they go, okay, I got to do a good job and get the energy up for the next guy, but they don't think about what that next layer looks like. But if you're already crushing it on the first layer, how do you take that to the second layer? If you got to reset.
You got to reset, and it throws the whole night off. And I was like, and it's like, that's what I said. I don't really care if someone burns. Play whatever the fuck you want, right? But it just means that we got to reset the night. That means I'm not going to be able to.
And then you look like, you know, you're not crushing it right away, because you're like, yo, I'm just resetting it. But it's just like, yo, damn, bro. Like, as soon as Jerzy got on, the energy went way down.
Yep. That's okay. Thank you. So that's exactly what I was trying to get at. So, like, I'm not bitching about people getting on the mic and doing too good of a job or playing the big songs. Just understand that then that means when somebody else goes on after you, you almost got to do a reset and bring it all the way back down and then start it back up. But
that's why I don't either way. I don't even mind like opening up for myself these days, man. Like, I just fucking want to set the night up fucking on my own.
It's kind of fun too, because now you're playing records that maybe you wouldn't have played, or like you can test things out and trying to get a reaction, and then, you know, like, hey, you can set yourself up. I agree with you. The only thing that sucks is that when it's like you're DJing for 4 hours or 6 hours.
Not in LA. LA is only 2.5. That's a whole night.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, oh yeah, and you don't have an opener tonight. Wait, what? That's fine. It's really like an extra 30 minutes.
Yeah. All right,
I'll do 4 hours.
Yeah, let's get back to this thing. All right, Tile Cruz Dynamite.
Oh,
Throwback. That's
Throwback.
It's a big song.
I retired it for a little bit though, but yeah, it's been back in rotation for the past like 3 years, 2-3 years.
It's big. That guy, we tried to book him for a club a long time ago, and he hates clubs, so he wouldn't do a club. And we were like, I'm like, this is a club record. This was like when things were like whatever 2010s, like blowing up. Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor
No one can say her name right today.
Yeah. Taylor Swift, Speak Now. I don't even know that record.
I don't know that. How do you not know that record?
Yeah.
Why do you always think it's
pretty
me? I don't like.
You didn't consult with Ali before this?
No, I don't know. It's just no. I do not know that. I don't even think we played that on the radio when I was doing radio.
I don't know that song at all.
Speak Now. I don't know that. Flo Rida, David Guetta, Club Can't Handle Me.
Big throwback.
I just hate that song so much. I
think it's just you just got to play the chorus, right?
Yeah.
Like the rest of it is
it's
horrible.
So bad.
It goes over well. I kind of like it. I'm sorry. I was gonna agree with you guys, but I'm like, man, I kind of do like it. I don't know why, but yeah. Anyway, Eminem and Rihanna, Love the Way You Are, Love the Way You Lie. I can't read today. You do play
Throwback? Yeah, hell yeah.
Throwback? Oh,
I haven't tried it, but I could see it being a throwback.
Oh no, it's big.
Yeah.
Okay.
wow. Okay. Well, didn't see that coming.
Such a
All right.
sad song.
Yeah, it's like
Pressing the club song.
like, yeah, man, we're having a good
Domestic
time.
abuse banger.
Yeah.
What? No.
It's crazy.
We're
I
not
played it.
laughing.
I have
Yeah,
it I have it on my closing set, so
Oh,
send
God.
them off.
Way to send him home,
Yeah.
bro.
Send them off.
Hey,
Like,
remember-
all sad and
yeah.
shit.
Oh my god. Oh, that's just send them off to their house for talking about domestic abuse. That's not a. All right.
That is not it, bro.
That's a downer. Okay, well there you guys go. Throwback or throw out. Next, let's go to Deep Digs. Deep Digs, songs that you're finding on accounts like Bandcamp, SoundCloud, or whatever. I got one from Disco Lines and Tinashe, the No Broke Boys, the Wooder Sun remix. It's kind of like what was the days, like, you know, that UK speed garage?
Yeah.
It has that kind of flow to it. So I don't know, it pops. And then SoundCloud, Das Boy, DAS_BOYY. He's been putting out, I stumbled across him. He's got a lot of like ballet funk and like Jersey club remixes of songs. So I've been kind of on his stuff.
Really digging.
That's what I do, man.
Neil?
I got this dude named, I'm assuming it's a dude, Eclipse, EKLIPZ, and he did a remix. That's a dude, okay?
I mean, right, with the name.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know nowadays. I'm just gonna say,
You're right,
whoever
you're
this
right.
person is, Eclipse, did a really dope remix of Pretty Boy Flacco. And this dude Camino, I played this song. He did an edit, Camino unhinged edit of Victory Lap, and that thing knocks. It did really well in Japan too. It knocks. It's
Is a house remix?
yeah, really big. So it did very well. So yeah, Camino and Eclipse.
Nice. I have Body Party and My Boo Moon Blend. This person named Moon. On SoundCloud.
Just
And,
MOON, Moon.
Yeah, so I was looking for you know, that we're talking about Sugar on My Tongue, right?
Yeah.
The Tyler record. But the version on TikTok is the Sugar on My Tongue with My Humps. So I was looking for that version. And then
I could have sent it to you.
I found the Moon did that one too. It's called Sugar on My Humps. So Moon Blend also. MOON.
Okay.
But send me the other one too.
Oh, Ian sent it to me.
Ian did?
Yeah,
Oh wow, shout out to
it's
Ian.
like on one of his blasts. But yeah.
Do you guys
I'll
have
send it
these
to you.
like things that go on between you two and that I just don't know about?
Yes.
Okay. A lot of the stuff I'm hearing for the first time, you're like, yeah, remember I sent you that one? And I'm like, wait, I never get any of these records. I'm like, we're all in a Dropbox together, you know, just
All
this
fun.
is-
it's
yeah,
cool.
yo,
Don't worry
yeah.
about it. No,
We
but
need
go
it.
ahead, man. You're my new friend. Like me and you can share records because apparently this is not. Yeah.
So my
Nice.
turn? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's see. First up, I got a Double A from the Bay. He has a remix of Metro Boomin's Superhero that
Oh,
has
wow.
like the Eurythmics. What's the name of that song?
Sweet
Sweet Dreams. It's like a Sweet Dreams instrumental with a superhero over it, and that one just hella goes off. As far as other ones, this dude Playboy Pocky, I think that's how you say his name. He makes like really, really dope clubby R&B edits that hit. This other dude, I think his name More Jackie, Jakkie, like really dope, like dancehall, baile funk edits. And then Kira, Kira, it's a DJ from Switzerland, makes really dope like Miami bass style edits that at least like for like the early vibey day party stuff works really well for us, because like we like, you know, like as the party's building, we like playing some cool, like maybe more like a little bit up tempo edits to kind of like fill out the vibe, because I feel like sometimes like, you know, just the originals can be a little bit maybe too slow or maybe too vibey when it's early and it's not that packed in yet. You need a little bit more energy, and those like Miami bass, you know, like Eccentric has a lot of good ones as well, but like this other dude Kira makes some super dope stuff. Nice. And then lastly, I have Gualtiero, Gualtiero. I don't know if you've guys are familiar, but he has this amazing bachata remix of Mona Lisa that is beautiful.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, man. All right, cool. Guys, we got your deep digs. Let's go to quick picks real quick. Top new records you are playing out. I'll just shoot mine off since I just did this. Chapel Roan, Pink Pony Club, Moonlight Remix. It's another UK garage type of version of it. It actually does pretty well. It's got some good energy. Black Eyed Peas and Dahul, My Humps, Stein edit. And Pink Pantheress Illegal, man, I'm so bad. Santress edit, Santerres edit.
Santress?
I don't know. It's like it's a double time version, so it kind of has that little bit of a bigger kick behind it, but it goes over really well. Nice. Okay, go guys.
I got Fallon's Diet Coke. I think we mentioned it earlier. He's been teasing it for a long time, and finally came out on Express Only. Gang Gang, Chef Boy. When you were asking me about like, you know, stuff like LA record or West Coast, that record is like, I'm sure it's huge for you in the Bay, right, Knowpa?
Yeah, that's
like,
yeah.
What is it? Wait, it's was it called Gang Gang?
Gang Gang.
It's called Gang Gang by Chef Boy. There's like a remix too with what, YG 40.
Oh, it's like a real West Coast record.
Yeah, it's a good record. I like the record. Yeah. But it works out in LA. Let me see. Cat's Eye, Gnarly. You play the original version. Yeah, it works.
I like that record. Yeah, I saw him at the VMAs and I was like,
wait, which one?
Gnarly.
Gnarly. Gabriella works too. Touch is, you know, their breakout hit. Migos Slippery Arcade remix. That is a banger. Kari featuring Kehlani Go. That's probably big for you guys too. Right?
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, that's a big record. So yeah, that's what I got, man.
Knowpa, do you want to go?
Yeah. I'll definitely that new Kehlani Kari Go record is huge out here in the Bay, and I think just I've been seeing it in even some other markets as well. Like Crooked dropped it in Vegas, but I think Vegas kind of has a little bit of a like Bay Area, right? And then I played it out once, and then we actually ran it this weekend as well. That Demon K-pop Hunters Golden record.
Oh yeah,
Bro, I said that on the last podcast. I go. I don't know if we should.
It's a huge record.
It's good. It's pretty good too. It's
really?
It has like Disclosure latch energy.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a double time.
Right.
Okay.
So I think that you guys should try it, and I think it'll be hidden.
Dude, I'm so happy that you said that, because I felt like such an outsider, like just like a nerd. When on the last podcast, I'm like, you know, you guys should play this Demon Hunters, you know, record, and I was kind of like, I was like, I don't know, man, I just lost my street cred by saying that.
Ev in San Diego was like, yeah.
I was like thinking to myself, I'm like, I shouldn't have said that on the pod, but I'm like, you know what? I don't care. Thank you.
Because you know what? I did play it once. Somebody insisted I play it, and I played it, and it did nothing. And I
think-
looked
I
at
think
him the
you
whole
played it too
time, and
early.
I was
I
like,
think it's time. The time is now.
You know
Like
that record was like #1 on Billboard for, and not like
No,
the only
I
reason I'm
know.
saying Billboard is because Billboard supposedly they take like things from streaming purchases and everything, they put it together in a big lump
Yeah.
sum.
I mean, right
People-
now it's definitely top 5, right?
well, no, because
No,
of
it's
Taylor
only-
Swift.
it's
But if you
Taylor,
remove
okay.
Taylor Swift, I think it'd probably be like
it was
top
number
5.
one. It was number one in New York forever. And I was like, it's so weird. I'm not getting any requests for this.
Oh, it's
and
number
then,
3 right now with Taylor
Yeah.
Swift on there. That's insane. So that would be
Dude,
number
I
1.
got one request and I finally did. I was like, all right, this is the moment I'm going to try it. And I did it. He didn't even dance to it. And I was like, motherfucker, you
Classic.
better dance to this shit. But no one did. I'm just, maybe it just didn't hit here, but I don't understand. It was number 1 for like months out here, but it just didn't do anything in the clubs.
They play. Wait, do you play the whole thing, or do you just play the hook and get out, or do you like?
No, like you let it. You
you play the
build is
verse.
kind of fun.
Verse.
yeah.
Yeah.
You play the verse and you go to the hook, and then you kind of get out, right?
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually like. I was scared to try it. I'm like, man, I don't want to be the only person doing this, but I'm like, all right, you know what? It's a good song. I like it. Fuck it.
So mine is a little bit of New York, but mostly it's what I did in Japan. Come and Go Yeet is big here. And so that was the one in New York that it's just big here. In Japan, I did, just like Sinatra said, Tokyo Drift, but I did a version. It's I want to say it's a Jersey club version, but I don't know how to pronounce this person's name. It's XYNX Wolf.
Oh yeah,
All one word.
Oh, yeah.
Zion Wolf, whatever.
Yeah.
Zion Wolf.
Yeah.
He did an edit
dope.
of it. Yeah, that was a dope one. That one did really well. Victory Lap, Camino Unhinged edit did really well. And then this one that came out of nowhere that I was not expecting. And this was probably hands down the biggest song. Was the song's called Charger. It's an Afrobeat record. Afrobeat record sung in French by Triangle de Bermudez.
Okay.
But no joke, these people were climbing over each other singing that song.
That's in Japan.
Yeah, this was in Japan.
Wait, did you know that before you went out to Japan, or somebody told you to play that?
No, somebody else played it, and then I played it the next night on a Saturday night, and it was probably the biggest song I played while I was out there.
Damn.
Outside of like Where Have You Been and Charlie XCX, I love it. Like all that pop stuff did well. All the SoundCloud rap went well, but that song Charger was hands down the biggest song
Wow.
on that trip.
Hey, I'm just gonna give a little tech tip here. If you guys got the new iPhone, I'm just gonna show you. You can hit this little button. You can program this new third button up here, and you can actually put it to Shazam. So if you're somewhere, you can just hit that button and it can start Shazamming automatically without opening your phone. So if you guys got the new iPhone, you can program that button. Just
Yeah, you
I
can
know
do it
that
on the
would-
16 too.
you can.
Yeah, you can assign it, can't you? Just like-
I don't know.
Oh, you
I
came from like iPhone 13 though.
Okay, listen. It was a long time, but I got a new one. Yes, but
That was a great segue, Jerzy. Great segue. That was
But-
almost like the one with Chaos where we were talking about an emotional time where it's like, DJing got me to right here. And you're like, and I think you were talking about like cupcakes or something.
yeah, I'm like, you guys like peanut butter cookies? No, I was just saying, because if you're in Tokyo and you're hearing songs that you're not familiar with, it's an easy way just to hit that side button. Be like, yo, I got this. All right. Anyway, but I'm done giving tech tips. Who else? Who didn't give their? Everyone else? Are we good on
We
that?
are good.
All right, ones to watch. And not the side button on an iPhone. All right, ones to watch. Olivia Dean, Man I Need. That's it. Like I said, it's already a big song, but I think that's something that needs to get out into your sets a little bit more. I think that's a good one. Olivia Dean, Man I Need. Another one is Brad Easy and Trinique or Die. It's called Up Down. And it's a funny thing. The only reason I know this record is because I saw this puppet on Instagram. It's a rabbit that like shakes its ass. Don't worry about it. I can explain it later. But it was this like puppet rabbit. This guy does these like little things, and the beat was hard. And I was like, yo, this beat is dope. And what is this? And it was this Up Down record. So
Brad Easy.
What was it?
Brad Easy?
Brad, Bradeeazy. Just put Up Down, and it's just like, I don't know. It was kind of a dope record. So thanks to the puppet. All right, anyone next? This is awkward. Go ahead. Somebody please fill this space.
I'll go. I've got a few of them. A couple of them are just artists that you need to watch out for, that are starting to bubble. And a couple of them are songs. Ice Spice, Batty. That one I think is gonna start to take off. It's already streaming well.
Yeah. Because I thought I kept putting that in, and Bodega Batty kept popping up, and I was like, no, I wanted Batty. But
no, Ice Spice. Yeah, that one's starting to stream pretty well, especially for the short period of time it's been out. Another hip hop artist, Leo Shimmy. Leo Shimmy is somebody you definitely got to watch out for. His name pops up in a lot of conversations. June first brought it up to me, but then I've also seen it pop up on my Instagram from other hip hop DJs. Chief Do It. He was actually this kid that's number one in Chicago's charts. He was actually my ones to watch a few months back for a song called The Viper. But now he's number one in Chicago, and he's also doing a bunch of features, I've noticed.
Oh, that's when I said I just said that. Went west.
Yeah.
I literally just said, I was like, you just said it. Is Chicago's number one.
But when I said it earlier, you looked at me like I was you're just like, I never heard of that. No one chimed in. No one chimed in when I said that.
No, I was like, okay, yeah, because I was going to wait because he's on my ones to watch.
Oh, so you were just like gatekeeping that when I said it?
I didn't even gatekeep it. I actually told you about that 6 months ago.
Oh, all right. Well, go ahead. Sorry.
It's fine. It's normal.
Yeah.
Mona Leo, song's called Put Your Dine.
Mona Leo.
Yeah, it's like along with the Pluto, Sexy Red, like that realm. She's streaming actually really well down in the South. I was actually going to DJ for this dude in Japan. He happened to be here, but he's actually streaming really well. Is Rich Amiri. He's actually known for a song called One
We
Call.
talked about that.
Yeah, a while back ago. But
he kind of has that future sound, right?
Yeah.
Like he sounds like
he just released an album, and I think 3 of his songs, but In and Out is going to be the biggest one. And then this dude out of New Jersey, he did a remix for Diplo for Major Laser's Gangsta, but it's like a Jersey club. But I've been watching him for a while. Fade the Future, DJ Fade.
He's been not like traveling with them too, right?
Yeah. He does really sick Jersey club edits. I consistently play this one from that he did for Pop Smoke, the song Dior, and it always hits. Big shout out to Turbs for sending that to me. But yeah, Fade the Future, Rich Amiri, Mona Leo, Chef Do It, Leo Shimmy, and then Ice Spice, Batty.
Nice.
Knowpa?
Yeah, let's see, ones to watch. Definitely Kari. I know that he's got a big song right now with Kehlani, but he's kind of already been, putting out some dope Bay records, like Bay R&B records for the last few years. And I think now with this Kehlani joint, I think it's kind of his time. So I would say definitely keep an eye on him. Another dope R&B artist out of Florida is Isaiah Falls. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but in my opinion, he's kind of putting out some of the best current R&B. I don't know if he's really had like that club record yet, but I think he's up next. And then a club record that I really just came out like in the last month, but I hope it does well, is that Metro Boomin joint. They Want to Have Fun.
The girls,
you guys, I hope personally for just for us DJs, I hope that record does well, because it's a really dope, fun hip hop record, and unfortunately, we really haven't had many of those.
Well, so and what's the other one? The Deer, was it? What's
Take
it?
Me Through There.
Take me through there. Take me through there.
Yeah.
That one, the one you just named, and Clap. Those are the three.
Claps Waka. Was it Waka on that or no?
But Girls Just Want to Have Fun. That one actually did well here. It did really well
dope.
in South, but it did well here.
It didn't. It said it did do well.
It did do well here.
Yeah.
Like Neil, you played it.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
I feel like there were so many records off that album that just kind of got lost. It was like it was good too. Like
That album was sick.
yeah,
It was just
but
all like it was almost like throwback Southern like snap. Like it was.
it was
dope.
fun. Yeah, Waka's on that Clap record. Yeah. That's. I was like, I had it, but yeah, I don't know. I wish it. Like I don't get people coming up to me asking for anything off of that. And I was like,
I think those three songs actually showed up on best like their top like strip club records for Atlanta. There's like a chart that went out.
there's a chart for best strip club songs.
Yeah, I believe Billboard came out with it.
So why are we even doing TikTok charts? We should just be doing like I don't even know what we're wasting our time on here. You know, I felt like the Jack Boys album too. Like Jack Boys 2, there were some good songs. Like Shine's a good song. I like that record a lot, and I don't hear anything about anything from Jack Boys 2.
Yeah, it's so interesting.
It just kind of like they put it out and it just died. I don't know what it is. I feel like a lot of the hip hop right now is kind of getting lost. That Bunna B, she's putting a single out, I feel like, every week, and they're pretty good. Like, you know, club records.
Yeah,
not working. So
Fillers are forgettable.
I don't know what it is. It's same as the Wim Whammy's that whole thing. Like she's put other records out.
I think that just the shelf life on hip hop records are they're so much shorter now.
It's not that. I think, well, they're shorter, but I think too much is coming out, right? Like you used to put a record out and you just like, hey, you're stuck with this. Now there's 100,000 records coming out every day.
Yeah, but look at Playboi Carti's new album. That thing was all over the charts and not one of them is on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think, and I know we all know this, but I think that it's because nowadays with, you know, DSPs, it's like everyone is able to just have their favorite song that's only theirs. It's like 5. This is the shit that only 5 listens to, and he'll try to put his friends on, but that's it. And like before, right? It was like there was radio, and there was fewer ways to consume music, and like this is kind of what the general people were told to listen to, and that was the hit. Nowadays, just because it's your hit doesn't mean that it's everyone else's, like, right?
I think also too, 100%. And you don't let the song simmer, right? So if there's a song that you're like, you ever have like, I'll give an example. When Sexy Back first came out from Justin Timberlake, we were all like laughing. We're like, this is not a single. And we're on the radio playing this, and we're like, this is not a good record. And by like month 2, it was like the biggest record. We're like, oh my God, this is amazing. But if that was today, we'd all just be like, pass, and we wouldn't come back to it. But because they were forcing it so much that it was like it just it became a hit, right? And I feel like there's some records like that where it's like, man, just give it a second and let it marinate. It's a different sound, but you'll like it. I don't feel like we have that anymore. Now it's like, hey, if you didn't like it, what's the other song? Oh, that other song sounds like another song I know, so I'd rather like that one more than the new sound that's coming out or anything. So it's been difficult. Yeah, I 100% agree with what you're saying. All right, guys, let's do what's the scenario. This is we're gonna switch it up. It's Halloween-ish time, depending on when you're listening to this. We're gonna do the trick or treat edition. I hope you guys are excited and ready for this. All right, so we're gonna do a quick fire Halloween DJ scenarios. Answer fast, no thinking. You guys all ready? You don't really. Nobody seems excited here. I don't even get a clap or a cheer or just like.
Well, you skipped me on Wants to Watch, but it's fine.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
No. It was fun. It was funny because I had Kari on my Wants to Watch too, and Knowpa, said Kari, so it's all good.
Dude, I'm so sorry.
He did that to me last episode. I was like, okay, well,
Sometimes it's hard because I see never mind. Whatever, I messed it up. All right,
no. So let's go. Yeah,
5. I'll let you go first on this, or you can answer first on all of these. All right, we'll just go in that order. It'll be 5, Neil, Knowpa. All right. You guys, we're just gonna run through these. All you got, every time I say run through, or just think of. But, all right, ran through.
Whoa,
gangbang.
We're
hey yo,
Bang bang. All right.
bang.
Quick fire. Halloween DJ scenarios. All right. This is what we're gonna do. Question 1 is play Thriller or Ghostbusters.
Why not both?
This is why we can't do these games.
I just mix them. You just stem out and then throw
You
Thriller
just
under.
Pick one for the sake
All
of this
right,
podcast.
Thriller.
Thriller.
Costume in the booth, yes or hell no?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay. Play Monster by Kanye, Jay-Z, Nicki before or after midnight?
Before.
Really anytime at the after.
Before.
DJ booth filled with fog or confetti?
Fog.
Fog.
I think we're all, we all agree
Yeah.
with fog.
Confetti
Confetti's
sucks.
the worst shit ever. Yeah. You lose power mid-set to keep the crowd with mic energy or acapella sing-along?
Acapella sing along. Because how are you going to
Yeah.
use a mic with no power?
Hey.
You could fake it and scream really loud.
Yeah, Neo has a point there.
Well, it's happened to me.
No, because some mics are hooked up to a different board or something.
That's
like that,
true.
Right?
Oh, no,
They're
I've had the whole
in-house.
club blackout. So.
No, I'm talking about if you're like equipment. See,
Okay.
you guys are getting so
just do the
complicated.
mic energy. Mic energy.
Okay. All right. No, but did you give one? I want to.
Yeah, I would say acapella.
Oh, okay. Heads will roll or bad romance?
Bad romance.
Bad romance.
Heads will roll.
I'm with the heads will roll too. Candy corn or shots from the bar?
What?
Just answer the question.
Shots
Candy
from
corn.
the bar.
Shots from the bar.
Candy corn.
Yeah, because Neo doesn't drink. Yeah, I knew he was going to do that. That's why we did that question. All right, guys. Trying to include everybody here. Scariest request to hear on Halloween night.
Bad Bunny.
Well, Halloween night is technically November at midnight, so Mariah Carey's All I Want
Ooh,
for
oh,
Christmas Is You.
that's so
Damn.
good. Yes.
Damn.
Yes. All right.
That wins it. That's the best.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it doesn't
can't- you
even,
can't-
it
there's no
doesn't even
coming back
matter
to that.
what my answer is.
Yeah, that was great. That was a good one. All right, you could only pick one Halloween closer. This is Halloween by Danny Elfman, Disturbia by Rihanna, or those are your two. Okay.
Oh, this is Halloween should be in the beginning. So I go with Disturbia.
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 Nice. Okay. Well, there you guys go. There's your lightning round trick or treat edition. So thank you for participating. I think Knowpa, you crushed it on that.
Yeah, that one was good.
Scariest-
That's clipped.
yeah,
That's
request.
going to be clipped.
That is amazing. All right. Let's go to your edit submissions. Big shout out to everyone who threw us all of their edits in.
Hey, real quick, do you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go
do
ahead.
you guys play Monster a lot? Like currently, Kanye, Nicki.
No, not me.
Um,
I don't know.
That song is so big for me.
Really?
That song is
Well, Chicago-
massive.
well, oh, no, New York.
You just got to
Yeah.
do Nicki Minaj's part,
Yeah.
and you're good. That's
And
it.
you play that like past midnight. You
that's
play that,
still
like late.
that's still in my sets. That's like
Oh wow.
if I go into a throwback set, like that's in there.
Okay.
That's because the girls know every word to it.
Yeah. Anything to do with Nicki at this,
Nicki, they-
like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just I don't know why, but exactly. Nicki's records, they rap every verse that she has. And if you
Yeah.
cut it early, they get upset. So
Yeah,
yes, that is
that I don't do Kanye's part. I only do her part, and I'm out. I made an edit where I just shortened it up. Just get in, get out.
Sick.
Nice. Need it.
great question though. That is a good one. All right, edit submissions. Shout out to everyone that threw us their edits. We had a lot. Bossa Nova, Broadway, Cam Wick, DJ Liam, DJ Manny, Gordon Ross, Kevin Mighty, La Di Da, Nick Farron, and Villa. So thank you guys for submitting your edits, and make sure you can. What's the email address? It was at what is it?
Earbuds?
Earbuds at headlinermusicclub.com. I always forget. There's no space in that too. Okay, so earbuds at headlinermusicclub.com. You guys can send us your edits and we will review them. And not like they're bad or anything. It's just we only can pick a few. So 5, why don't you read those off?
All right, Jerzy. You got Fancy Shit, Manny Love Parade edit, Wild Ones, Beatzilla and Bossa Nova Lean On Me edit, Ladder,
I think
Disco
it's La
edit.
Di Da, right?
Yeah, it was right. La Di
La
Da.
Di- I put, just so you know, I put disco edits because he sent a whole pack of disco.
Oh, just La Di Da disco edits.
Yeah, they're all really good. Yeah,
Okay.
sorry.
There was no list for it, so.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, go ahead.
Neil, you got Mercy again, Mercy Victory Lap, acapella intro, McFerrin edit, Never Be Like You, Villa, White Wine, and Adderall edit. That's the Chainsmoker song, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have Tesla with Diamonds on My Mind, Eli Brown, Cam Wick edit, Kari, Go, PM Dawn, Kev Mighty's Blend. That's, with Set Adrift with the Kari's record. And I also had Never Be Like You Villa edit too. So
All the edits that we picked are going to be at headlinermusicclub.com. So make sure you sign up. And if you do, sign up code for Headliner Music Club for 50% off your first month, ear space bud. So put that in there. You get 50% off your first month. You can thank Scratchy for that because he's hooking it up. And you can get all those edits we just shouted out. So thank you guys for submitting. And let's go to segment number 7. 10 questions with
Scott Pippen.
Knowpa Slaps. Why did I say claps? Dude, I am
Jesus
having a
Christ,
brain,
you're terrible.
Dude, you know what it was? We were talking about that claps record, and it's still on my screen because I was looking at the Metro Boomin thing. So Knowpa Slaps, thank you, man. This is it, man. This is
it's 11 questions because I have one. I have a question.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So all right. So 11 questions here with Knowpa Slaps. Thank you so much for doing this. Let's just start it out. Like, you have like one of the most recognizable parties, and I'm in Chicago, and I hear about R&B and ribs. How did that concept and how did everything kind of come together in being what it is today?
So I was a chef in San Francisco for over 15 years, and I would say I worked at really well respected places in the city. So, being in the industry, I had a lot of chef friends, bartender homies, managers, just all industry people. And at the time I was, starting to DJ, had been DJing for a little bit. I was working at I was a sous chef at this one restaurant AM in the morning, and then at night I would DJ. And really the simple thing was like, I just wanted to create something where my chef friends could hang out with my DJ friends. At the time, like the first few parties, I think the first year we did, it was like maybe 4 parties that year. Anytime that there was a 3-day weekend, I'd be like, we're going to do R&B and ribs. And I would cook the ribs myself and then just invite some people to come hang out. And I think the first one, there was maybe 30 people there, but I was stoked. I was like, holy shit, 30 people came to eat ribs and listen to R&B. And I know I've said this before, when I've told this story, but like the first one, I just like put flyers all around the neighborhood and just see who would show up. And a lot of, co-workers, industry friends did show up, but I'll never forget that it was like a group of 30 old ladies that showed up after church, and they had seen my flyer in the neighborhood, and they said, we heard that there's going to be R&B and ribs here. They demanded that I play Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes because that's what they were coming out for. So and they just sat down and just ate while we played that.
Would you say at what point, what would you say, half the crowd's for food and half the crowd's for R&B, or what would you say? I think early on, if you've ever been to the party, I think early, the first couple hours of the party, people definitely come for the food. And then I think early on in the party too, it's like maybe a little bit of an older crowd that just wants to come vibe, have some food. And then, I think either they were planning on staying, but the party usually at least a couple hours in definitely turns up. And I think maybe that's when some of the older people leave, or they'll just kind of hang out in the back. But I think I've never wanted, just coming from, a chef food background, I never wanted the food thing to be a gimmick like this. I want, we work
in SF, we have like some amazing barbecue vendors that we work with. When we travel, that's something that I put a lot of attention into, that it's not just supposed to be like, oh yeah, I went to R&BAndRibs, but like whatever, like it was cool. It was like the food was but like I really want people to leave like being like, holy shit, the ribs are hella good, and I think that I would like to say that I'm proud of that. For the most part, we really do hit that mark.
Do you see a connection between the culinary world and the DJ world? I've worked with a lot of chefs before, and I always kind of tell them the same thing, that like, people come up and ask for a request. I'm like, that's like me going in your kitchen, and demanding a certain cuisine that you don't make or something like that. Do you see a lot of that connection, that food world with the music world and DJing?
Yeah, I mean, at least for me, like this was my life for over 15 years. So I have to say that almost everything that I do in my life is related into some way with my background as with my culinary background. So like, and then now when I run this party, I operate it in that same way, which is like, as much as I love music, as much as I love food, as much as I consider myself a creative, at the end of the day, R&BAndRibs is a business, and people are relying on us to deliver a product and deliver a good time, because they're spending their hard-earned money on this. And like, now that I manage a team, I think like I manage this team in the way that I used to manage a kitchen, which is like, a small example is like knowing that every single person needs to be spoken in a different way. Like, there's some people like me that you just tell me to do something and I'm gonna do it. Like, hey Kelvin, like, that's my real name. Like, hey Kelvin, I need you to do this and I need you to do it now. And I'd be like, hey, yes chef, thank you, done. But when I was managing people, there's other people that you can just do that to, or there's other people that you have to be like, kind of work at it like in a favor, where it's just like everyone likes to do favors for people, and I kind of have to be like, hey Five, like, dude, I'm like so in the weeds right now, like I need, like, if you like, bro, can you help me with do this? Like, we need to like chop, or we need to butcher 6 lamb today, and like if I don't do that, like I'm gonna be and like for the most part, people are gonna react really well to that, and they're gonna be like, oh, for sure, bro, I got you. And I think that now when I manage a team, when I where we have photographers, videographers, managers, door people, like anything security, like I think that is something that will forever help me just throw in a party, basically, which is all we're doing at the end of the day. Yeah. But I will say, like, and I'm sorry to drag on here, but I will say that I think a lot of people don't, they just see the party, right? They show up and they're like, okay, Knowpa's there. He's having a drink. He's about to, start yelling on the microphone, and, people are going to twerk. But like, they don't really see all of the other stuff that goes into it sometimes, for sure.
Your edits and remixes have been played all over. When did you start to realize that your sound was kind of traveling beyond San Francisco?
I think when I think when I would have DJs that I respected, like, kind of shout me out, like Audio One or even Five was like, like showed me some love early on. But Audio One, or like, like DJ Neva, rest in peace, was like really, really, like would like send me emails sometimes about like, yo, this is fire. Or even an international, like, I think like Jun Tanaka, like from Japan, like, like has reached out over the years for some stuff. And I think once, we all want respect from our peers, right? Like, once like DJs that I looked up to were kind of like hitting me up for some stuff, that's when I was like, oh shit, like maybe I should keep doing this, because we all get imposter syndrome sometimes, and I definitely do. So, but once I had DJs that I looked up to kind of ask me for stuff, I was like, okay, let me keep doing this.
Nice. So I was reading your bio and everything, and it sounds, your sound is accessible and eclectic is the way it was described. How do you walk that line in a club where people might not know the records, or you try to be familiar, like being cautious of that, so you still have the crowd and keep moving,
and again, I'll say that I definitely consider myself a creative. I definitely love music, but I think that I still approach being in a club sometimes as like, we're in the hospitality business. We're there to make people's nights. We're there to make the venue money. We're there to make the club money, because I mean, we want job security. We want everybody to win. We want the staff and everybody to win. And but it's, I mean, that's a great question, because how do we walk that line, right? So I think for me, it's like making edits, like some, like I think that I make a lot of Frankenstein edits, I call them, which is just like taking 3 edits in one into like, kind of chopping up the best parts. But I think to answer that question even more, I think it's just always being ready to go with if it's not working, where it's just like, yo, I'm going to try this because I really like this. But if it's not working, like I have no problem slamming something in right away to keep it going.
Yeah. Is there a track or a moment that's like guaranteed to work every single time at R&BAndRibs that like, it's just like you throw this on and the crowd just eats it up?
I think it depends on the city. We got to do R&BAndRibs Honolulu this week, and like playing like all the J Boog joints was like from someone that's grown up in the Bay. Like that was like playing Mac Dre or Too Short out here, but like seeing like playing J Boog and in Hawaii, that was a vibe. And there's obviously like the classics like Keisha Cole Love, that is just like staple. I think that it's a staple. And I think for me now, it's trying to figure out, I think for all of us that DJ the party, like trying to figure out how do we play this in a way, like how do we get in and out of these songs that are staples, but like make them fun, try to find different creative ways. Because I think that's something that I'm really proud about the party, that it's become this party that DJs kind of want to come get their shit off, because they know that the crowd is kind of expecting that. But at the end of the day, it's also a party, and people, like, we value people's good time way more than any technical ability. So there's also songs, I think that I'm a big fan of, like getting into like the classic, like the 110 to 115 BPM, where we start playing like the Luther Vandross, like Never Too Much, Evelyn Champagne King joints, and even like some like the K Tronada Be Your Girl. Like that's normally when the party goes from like it being vibey to like, okay, now we're ready to start getting our 2-step in before like the last couple hours kind of become, I guess maybe a little ratchet, just like definitely more turn up vibes.
Hell yeah. What's your favorite part of throwing a day party versus a late night club set?
I think that, I mean, one, it's being able to get food after, being able to travel is, like it's you're going to have a little bit better options hitting something around 9 or 10 p.m. than you are, 3, 4 in the morning. But also another thing is that is cool about throwing a day party is that the party doesn't have to stop. And like in some of these spots, like we throw after parties or we keep the party going in some way. And I think that's the beauty, is like, hey, we got started early. That means we can go later if we want to.
Love that. When you're not DJing, what are you listening to right now that's inspiring you?
I listen to the Earbuds podcast.
Yes.
For inspiration.
Knowpa, check your Venmo.
Oh, thank you. No, but you know what? Actually, something that's super exciting is that we were just asked to start R&BAndRibs radio music channel on Apple Music. So I've been listening to super stoked. And like we started a SoundCloud very early on for the party, where we don't post all of them, but like we always post a lot of our favorite mixes on there. And like it's organically really grown, where like now people like look forward to them. So like because of that, like Apple Music reached out to help us curate something more studio driven, like where we're gonna actually be making the sets, like pre-recording them. Because the reality is, like, I love the SoundCloud mixes, but like we all know, like once it comes to especially like prime time, which is like the last 2 hours, I'd say, unfortunately, there's really only so many ways that a set can differentiate, right? Like we're gonna have, if we're in the Bay, we're gonna play the Blow the Whistles, we're gonna play the Keisha Coles, we're gonna play all these, and it's just like I'm really looking forward to this, because this is a fun way for us to get creative without having to make a crowd right in front of us move. But I've been listening to a lot of some of the pre-existing channels that they have there on Apple Music, like I don't know if you guys have seen, but like that clothing brand from New York, and Leon Dor has a whole channel.
Yeah.
They have like Ross One just did this amazing like new wave classics mix that's super dope. Like Palace Skateboards has another channel, and like Everyday People has one as well. So I've kind of like been listening to those to try to get inspiration about how we want to curate our channel in the next few months.
Does anybody else know that? Was this like breaking news that you just dropped on us?
Oh, I guess not. I don't think so.
You heard it first
this is like
here.
our first exclusive. I've actually make sure you clip that. That's great. Man. I feel really. We actually did something.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
All right. What are you noticing from the dance floors right now? Just from, I guess, the different cities that you're in, the different crowds. Are people leaning more towards classics, edits, high energy remixes? Like, what are you seeing from your parties or just when you go out? I'm just curious what you're noticing.
I mean, I think kind of like what we've been talking, it's just like, well, in my opinion, edits only really work early on. I don't know, but like later, and I mean when I mean edits, it's more like a blend or something. Like I think later on in the night, in the day, people just want to sing along to the songs that they know. So I think I would say more like classic. I think people just want to hear the classics, like those 15 songs that you named earlier. Like we were all like, yo, those are still club bangers right now.
Yep.
Just keep it simple, right? Not make things complex for people that are, just trying to go out and have a good time and get drunk, whatever.
Right.
All right. So this is a scenario I just want you to wrap your head around. If you can predict the next big sound in nightlife, what do you think it sounds like, or what do you think, or who do you think's leading that charge coming up?
I mean, I think this is maybe I don't know. I think I guess in a perfect world, but I feel like even some of these rooms, I do these rooms that are like maybe a little poppier, very open format. Specifically one that I'm thinking of, but I've been noticing that even in that room, like I've been getting requests for like Afro beats and requests for baile funk, which I'm stoked about. And I love being able to play that. So like even if it's like a remix of like something that they know, but like with those baile funk drums, I get stoked about playing shit like that. So I would love to say that like we can have like a really, really big crossover baile funk record that, the kids go crazy for.
Yeah, that would be nice.
You're starting to kind of see that too. Like I feel like there was like some of these like, Cardi B's putting out faster records or double time records. And then there's obviously Ice Spice and stuff like that.
Well,
and
the weekend came out with Sao Paulo.
Yeah.
Cash Cobain. That baile funk
feels
right.
Yeah.
Feels.
Or even like honestly, like like I love Jersey Club, but like that wasn't something that you really heard out in the Bay like until maybe the last few years. And now like I'm seeing Jersey Club being played and I'm seeing it actually get responses. So I would love to see like some big Jersey,
I think it's also like too. I feel like the Jersey Club and B-More are like we're really close, because like B-More was I mean, in the early 2010s or whatever, I was playing a lot of B-More records and I was like, oh, these are cool. But then they become too like repetitive, where it's like you lose the crowd because they're just like, I don't know. Like it maybe not on that, where it comes from, but I'm saying more in like, Chicago or the West Coast. It was just like, I can't play this that much longer. But I feel like the way that people are making these records are more, it's more palatable, I think, for people to like, okay, cool, I can get this. This is a little bit more normal. This is just a bigger beat and it's a little bit faster, but it's the same song. I feel like those, like what you're saying, I feel like those are crossing over a little bit better for mainstream audiences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right.
So the music's kind of changing. Neil, you got a question?
Yes, I do. So when we were at Scam Summer, I ran into Knowpa and he hit me with a question that no one's ever hit me with this question. It's a very simple one, but he never answered it when I returned the question back at him. Do you remember this one, Knowpa?
Was it when I asked you, what do you play after dreams and nightmares?
Yeah.
Yes.
And like, I stopped for a second. I was like, what do I do? And like, that
is actually a really good question.
Yeah.
And
I want to know what Five and Jersey play.
No.
Oh shit.
But I have to ask you first.
Okay. Cause then you'll,
Because you asked me and I got stopped.
I mean, honestly, for me, like the only place that I ever play that song now is like at Sidebar. You know, because it's just like it goes off.
That and the Grizzly.
T Grizzly.
Yeah. But I think the last few
Wait, that
times
goes off at Sidebar?
Oh, yeah.
Play that
First
Day out?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
That's a throwback now.
I didn't even, well, I know. I was like, it goes off in Milwaukee for some reason. That's like the biggest song.
Too,
Dreams and Nightmares still goes off in New York too.
Yeah.
Still goes off.
Well, Dreams and Nightmares, yes. I never thought First Day Out would be like test of time. Like it'd be like, man, that's a classic. I'm like, eh. But go ahead. You were saying.
I think the last few times that I've played it, I find like I have like a little part that I loop to get out of it, and I think I do Big Sean ass.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. If you're asking me, it has such a big energy. I'm more matching the energy. Oh, my phone's going off. Jeez, sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to find a record that has big energy. So if it's Dreams and Nightmares, I want to go into something that has that same hyped up energy where it's not going to be a drop down. So probably something in what Dreams and Nightmares about like 80 in the tempo or something. So, you know, maybe something like Metro Boomin, what is that record?
Like that?
Yeah. Something that has that like big, like, so you're coming out of it and then you have that big, you know, like that big synth in the beginning. Yeah.
You don't even have to go.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No. I have that. Mark Cutts has an amazing edit of that. It plays like 15 seconds of that Big Sean song and goes into Fiend.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can go like right after you can go into Fiend. You can go into sicko mode. You can even go up to like 100 BPMs, like, you know, because it just
you can kind of start over after that. Yeah, you can. Yeah, no, that's
if you know, because usually they want you to play the whole fucking song.
Oh, yeah. That's a follow-up question is like, where do you get out of Dreams and Nightmares?
You don't.
Which I think that's kind of...
You run that shit back over and over.
I think that's kind of where I started the question, Nia, when I saw you. I was like, specifically that.
Yeah, honestly, like, I don't even think... I think we talked for a second, and then you hit me with that question, and like, I stopped in my tracks, and I was like, fuck.
How long is this song? Is it 3 minutes? 3 minutes, 20 minutes? Yeah, I get out. I definitely have a marker in here that says 32 beats out. So I'm guessing that's where I mix it sometimes. I don't know.
Dude,
I just pretend honestly, like I know the words and then I'm just like trying to rap along with it.
No joke. After you hit me with that question, I started asking my other DJ buddies, like literally right after I left you. I was like, hey, he hit me with this question, and I actually now that I think about it, I don't really know how to answer that. I was like, what do you guys do? And everybody's answers were so different.
That's a good, you know, that could be a new segment. Like, how do you get in and out of these certain songs?
I mean, yeah. We're here to help.
I love that. There's no right answer. It's just kind of like, hey, it'll just get people's opinions. All right. Last question, Knowpa. Since you do have this culinary background, I want your picks on places in San Francisco. If someone was to like go there and they're like, man, I got one day, what's some spots that they need to hit for food?
One day. I would say for breakfast, there's this place called San Jalisco in the Mission for Mexican food. Get a michelada and start your day right. Let's see. I'd go to there's an oyster bar called Little Shucker on Fillmore Street. That's pretty nice. And right around the corner from there is another place that is on. Everyone should go anytime. Anchovy Bar. I actually sent Jules from San Diego there. Him and his lady were celebrating something a few years ago, and it's super sweet because him and his lady still tell me like that was such a great place to go. And then a classic is a bar called ABV that has amazing bar food for some dinner maybe. And then actually ABV is amazing. And then another place called Public Izakaya for some yakitori and some lemon sours. But I think if you hit all of those places, there's something there for different budgets and different tastes.
What about the best burrito?
Ooh, I don't know. I think that, I mean, that's
El Farolito.
Yeah, maybe I'm a
Grand
carne
Funky
asada
put
guy,
them
but
in-
yeah, I
yeah.
would say La Taqueria is
La Talk is like,
it's the
Bro.
yeah.
Awesome.
That's the spot.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you, Knowpa Slaps, for doing this for us. Thank you for being on the pod. We really appreciate it. Big claps.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much for inviting me, for having me. And
thank
I
you.
wasn't lying about listening, because I definitely do. And you guys have
Oh.
put me on to some dope shit. So hopefully I could help a couple DJs out as
oh
well.
yeah.
That's
Don't
awesome.
sleep
Sure
on
you
Knowpa
did.
Slap edits either, man, because that's how we got to know each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're like,
And
"Man,
also,
this guy's got
actually,
bangers."
you put me on some. Obviously, you put me onto some spots as well. There's that oyster bar in LA that you post
Found.
about sometime. Which one?
Found Oyster.
Yeah,
that's my spot.
amazing spot.
They took after the one in the. They kind of modeled their spot after the Bay, the San Francisco spot.
Oh, Swan.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna do
I
food.
liked. I mean, maybe don't clip this, but I liked Found a little better.
No, Found's fire. Yeah, that's my go-to.
We're going to do a spin-off podcast for food because this is going places. I can feel it right now.
We
Guys,
should start
make
doing our podcast live in a restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
It'll be like another version of earbuds, but like same format.
Taste buds.
But yeah,
Taste
it's gonna be
buds.
taste
Yeah,
buds.
taste buds.
Love it. All right, guys, make sure you leave your comments on IG. Thank you for doing that. X and YouTube. Leave reviews. That really helps the show. Also, send your edits to earbuds at headlinermusicclub.com, and we'll shout you out on the next pod. Also, thank you to James for putting everything together, as well as Scratchy, who's holding us down. He's the glue that keeps this podcast together, and Good Chill, who's just constantly working for us and helping us out and putting up these songs. And I know he probably gets annoyed, but he's the one who updates our podcast. So he goes there, or not our podcast, but our Spotify playlist. So he's listening through all the stuff that we're naming off. Thank you, Good
sick.
Chill. And then 5, you got a playlist.
I do.
Right? Or a few. Make sure you...
DJ 5's playlist on HMC. I'll update it today.
There you go. Service to Air Radio. That's new. And Neil, why don't you let everyone know what time to tune in?
That is every other Friday. So we're not on this. Well, when this airs, we'll be on this Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern. That is, what is that? 8 o'clock West Coast? Is that?
Well, it's
Yeah.
a 2 hour. It would be a 2 hour. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 for
So-
you, 3 for us.
Yeah.
Or 3. Yeah.
So
2 for
every
me.
other Friday. So if you're listening to this when it first launches, it'll be this Friday that you're listening, and then every other Friday from there.
And Open House Radio.
Open House
5.
Radio every Tuesday, PDT on Diplo's Revolution. Open House YouTube. We got a guest every week now, so we got one going up today, next week, and the week after. And what else? What else we got?
You guys should be called like Headliners Media at this point.
Almost.
Literally, like you guys got
We're
the
trying.
label.
We're trying.
got
We got
merch.
Well, you guys
Select's
got
back here making merch.
Yeah,
got
you guys
a
got a
new
record
hoodie.
label. Then like Arcade
Open House
just came out with a
Records,
record.
Yep. Open House Records. Go check out SoundCloud, YouTube, Mixcloud, Apple
Hell yeah.
Podcasts. We're all on there.
Oh.
There you go.
Open
All
house,
right.
baby.
Cool, guys. Well, I think that's it. That's going to wrap. Everyone have a great Halloween. Get some amazing candy. And we will see you next month, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Knowpa.
Awesome. Thank
you,
you,
guys.
Knowpa.
Thank you.